Oh, hi. How are you? I'm making my BeeBeeCraft product review. And today I'm going to be finishing up this stamp that I've been working on probably for about an hour. And I knew nobody wanted to watch me do that. But as you can see, I am using their carving kit, which sells for $9.99. And in the description box below, you'll see a link to BeeBeeCraft. Not crafts, but craft singular. So I did some of this last week and I thought I would actually start carving. So this is my packing slip. Now, it does take about a month, so don't get anxious if it doesn't arrive right away. So I was watching Kathy Berg and Colleen this morning, and Kathy had this really, really neat stamp. And I thought I would try to duplicate it. And so this was my attempt. So I did a little sketch, and then I kind of sketched it onto this stamp. So I'm just going to take a few more little swipes out, some of these things that are hanging out and such. Now I have to be honest, the stamping tools are not the greatest. Okay. Now this one, which is the smallest V, does a decent job. Okay. And so it's okay. All right. Now, the larger carving tools, this is kind of I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a larger gouger. Not so much. And let me just see if I can't zoom in. I don't really have zoom in. I just move my arm in, so the camera arm. So it kind of not so much. You have to really add a lot of pressure to get it to remove material. And this really tears the material. It's really hard. And as you can see, well, you can't see, but I'm pushing really hard. And I don't want to screw up what I've already done, but you can see where it's kind of tearing and not really carving. And so, and I've tried them all out. And here's the other kind of chisel type of thing, and it pretty much has the same effect. Now, they did come with a wee bit of rust. Not this one. Here, as you can see, a wee bit of rust, and we were kind of talking about everybody's trying to rust everything nowadays, so this is pre-rusted. This has got just a little rust here. So, but this tool here is fine. And so this is my assessment, and I'm going to stamp this off in a second. Then it's $9.99, and you get the 4 tools. These 3 are not the greatest, to be honest with you. However, this stamping material is worth it, kind of. So I would give the tools a B-. I would give the stamping material a A-. So if you averaged it out, the whole thing would be a B. Now, I have no idea I don't think this is an eraser, but we can find out. Oh, actually, it is. Well, kind of. It kind of erased that anyway. So, and with this tool here, it's not that fine. So I had some problems getting around the eyes and stuff. So And as you can see, I'm a little lopsided here. So if I did it over again, I would make sure I didn't make that same mistake. Now, the other thing about this stamping block is, whoop, I'm just going to do a second stamp on here. You can stamp on the other side. So you get 6 blocks. So in essence, you can really have 12 stamping surfaces. You can stamp on one side, flip it over, and stamp on the other. So let me stamp this off for your viewing pleasure. And we'll stick it right here. That's not too bad. Other than the lady being lopsided, if you kind of look at it at an angle, see, if you look at it like that, her hat doesn't look so lopsided. So I kind of like that. Maybe I would stamp it that way, cockeyed on my book, but I think it's, and it's interesting, even though it looks like there's a lot of product here, it's not in the stampable area. So that's kind of cool. And I don't know, I can see how, well, you can see how deep I went. I went pretty deep. Yeah. But anyway, other than me messing up and not getting her, and there's no way of fixing this because there's no material unless I just whack this off completely, right? And then drew that in with a magic marker, which kind of defeats the purpose of the stamp. But as I said, if you hold her kind of like, let's see, a little cockeyed like that, it doesn't look like she's so out of whack. So that's my assessment of this particular product. Again, the carving material is fine. Now, it's not as easy to carve as the polymer white erasers. They are like cutting through butter, as they would say in New York, smooth and soft as butter. And honestly, to finish up the finer points of this, I resorted to the old Speedo, because the Speedo has a finer little gouger. So I know, sorry, BeeBeeCraft, I'm just being honest here. But for $10, again, you get, really, in essence, 12 cutting surfaces. So my thought was to kind of carve out, I was going to do a cityscape, and I've done these before with foamies. It's kind of neat. You just make a bunch of buildings and then you stamp them, and then you can color them in with watercolors and stuff, and it's kind of cool. Or I could make a bunch of designs and then stamp out either as a border or something like that. So why don't we do that real quickly, and let's just ignore this. I don't really can erase that. Just pretend that's not there. And I'm just going to, this is what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to go like so. And I don't want to take much time because, watching somebody carve is about as exciting as watching. It's right up there at the top of the watching paint dry list, in my opinion. Or as we used to say, watching the sidewalk crack. All righty. So I hope everyone is doing well today. It's Tuesday. And you know, what is Tuesday? It's the day that comes after Monday. You know, you can't really, it really has no, it's not like hump day. It's not like Friday Eve. It's not like Monday, Moody Monday. It's just Tuesday. You don't want to call it terrible because that's not fair. But I guess if you've gotten up and gotten to work on Tuesday, then you're, you know, kind of headed in the right direction. But you can't even say you're on the home stretch because you're really not. You're just plowing through. I used to have this conversation with my students, you know, what do you call Tuesday? And we decided that, you know, we could just eliminate Monday and Tuesday and just go back, you know, just do hump day and Friday Eve and be done. Oops, see, I went the wrong way. That's okay. I can go this way. So, but I'm going to use the bigger tools and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And okay, so let's see how it gouges out. Alrighty. Okay, so since we have a large area of surface here, I don't want to mess up my little lady because I kind of like her as long as I put her. Oh my, that's just me. Okay, so let's do this. We're just gonna, well, I like to go in like so, right up against the line, and I am pushing so hard, and I'm trying not to. Wow, that is, yeah, it's not cool. I mean, I'm not going deep. I don't know whether you can see, I'm not going deep at all. And, well, that's a little bit better. And again, it could be me. You know, there's a learning curve here. You know, with any new tool, it's a little bit better. So I thought I would just experiment with the larger gouger. I wonder if these have a real names. I mean, it's a gouger, right? It's gouging. Well, that's not. Yeah, maybe I was being too critical. You know, you have first impressions. That's maybe not that bad. All right, let's see. I'm working it. Okay. Now, if I go to the skinnier one, I don't know that you can see. You can see kind of how deep I'm going here. Let's go in and clean this up with, you'll see, and this one is much easier to kind of steer. But I'm pushing pretty hard here. It's interesting. I wonder if there is a grain to this. Let's see. You know what, folks? Look at this. See? I'm going this way. No, I'm thinking maybe there was a grain. Never mind. You remember Rosanna Dana on Saturday Night Live? She'd go into that big rant, and then at the end she'd go, never mind. Gilda Radner, oh my gosh, what a talent. Okay. All right, I just screwed that up. All right, let's go here. Let me go in really. I am kind of holding on for dear life here. All right. You see what I'm doing? I'm getting pretty deep there. Let's do this. Now with the lady, I went in very Obviously, was very careful around her. And doing a circle. Well, you know what? I think a lot of this is my doing because I'm pushing too hard, so just kind of, if you get this kit, again, it's just, you got to um, adjust the amount of pressure that you use. But I do think that this smaller gouger is easier to handle, in my opinion, my humblest, most opinion, which is, 2 cents in no 2 cents in that won't get you anything. Remember, people used to say, I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents worth. All right, I'm gonna try this bigger gouger. Okay, it's more like a chisel, so I don't want any blood, so I'm gonna try to keep my fingers as far away from this, but let's just see how this works. Yeah. Yeah, I would not. I honestly don't know what you would use this tool for. I mean, unless you were literally chopping away at a piece of wood. So I'm not even gonna. That one kind of scares me a little bit. And we certainly don't want any blood. There shall be no bleeding in crafting, even though we know that's not true. I was making a junk journal the other day, and I was not, really handling the needle that I was using to sew it together, and there was blood. I poked my fingers on several occasions, and there was some blood spilt in the creation of my junk journal. So, and I'm sure many of you have nicked yourselves, or poked yourselves with pokey tools. They're aptly named the pokey tool for poking yourself, but hopefully not others. You don't want to be poking your eye out or poking someone else's eye out. That would be not in the spirit of crafting. We all want to craft safely. Okay, I am almost there. I don't want to bore you to death. I just wanted to come on and just give you a quick run around, not a quick demonstration of the carving kit. Again, it's $9.99. Now, if you go to the BeeBeeCraft website, they have literally hundreds and hundreds of product, page after page after page. And I typed in the item number to find out what the cost was for this, and it didn't come up. So you have to search by what it is. And this is under craft supplies, and type in, because rubber stamp didn't come up. And it's not under DIY kits. You just have to kind of type in, I guess, stamp kit or carving kit. But they have a stone carving kit that I would love to try that out. But after they view my reviews of their products, they're probably not going to continue using me as a product rep because I'm not. Well, you see, I'm getting better. So, but again, this is the smaller gougy tool, which I think is probably the easiest to handle. The least scary, right, to navigate. And it takes the curves well. Woo, just like a car, right? It takes the curves well. And I'm almost done, folks, and then we'll just stamp this off, and I might leave some of these rivers, and that would make an interesting. I'm just making a simple design. Now, the other things I got were a packet of, I don't even know what you'd call it, mark making things. And if anybody was with me last week when I was live, we kind of looked at those a little bit, and I decided that you can't really. I think they're best suited to be used on a deli plate, a jelly plate, and I didn't want to. I didn't get the deli plate out, so when I demonstrate that product, I'll get out my jelly plate and, make some jelly prints using those mark making tools. And there's a whole bunch of those. You get a whole slew of those. So, but I'll do another video with that. And I was going to do this live, but there's about 10 people on right now. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but there's a whole bunch of people on right now. So this is, it is what it is. All righty. So I nicked that. All right. So you get the idea, and you can see that I have kind of gone deepish. All right. And let's stamp it off as Mary would. Mary, oh my gosh, can she carve or what? See, alrighty. I mean, I know this isn't exciting, but obviously I have a little cleaning up to do. But you know what? If you cleaned it all up and you kind of wanted to just make a design, if you're not a carver, you could just make a nice little design type of thing. That's kind of cool. I mean, if kind of, and you can make a whole bunch of simple designs out of these blocks. And again, you can carve on both sides. I've got my lady, my señorita, and then I have my zebra stripes on this side. So I'm going to go and I'm going to clean this all up and get rid of all of the, once you stamp it is good, because then you know exactly what you've got to do. And here I screwed that up, and maybe I'll just come in and try to smooth that out. Okay, folks. Well, thank you. For those of you that are going to view this at a future date, I appreciate it greatly. And I will be sending this video over to the people at BeeBeeCraft. And remember, the description is down below in the description box. And I do think I did that correctly. So have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. And thank you for watching this video at some point in time. See you out on the internets, folks.